I love visual goal setting. Bocce says it's the way to go, no matter who you are. Adult, kid, whoever you are, visual goal setting, you're much more likely to reach your goal if you lay out some benchmarks of what it looks like. So with the kids, as I've said before, take down all that stuff where everybody's public business, private business is up publicly on the wall. We're not doing that. But your kid should have a fluency folder, and in that fluency folder, there should be some sort of game board. I have all these up on my website for free. And there's game boards. I have different ones. But the idea is this. Whoever you're working with, they start and then they mark all the stuff that they know. And then say they know how to multiply by 0, multiply by 1, multiply by 10, multiply by 5. And now they're on their 2s. And then they know, oh, okay, I'm working on my 2s. I'm going to do everything I need to do to work on my 2s. I'm going to work through some games. I'm going to give me some flashcards that work on 2s. I'm going to really work on my 2s till I learn my 2s. And once I learn my 2s, then I'll learn my 4s. Once I learn my 4s, then I'll learn my 8s. Then I'll go back to my 3s, 6s, and 9s. 9s, I'll relate to my 10s, or I could relate to my 3s. And then I'll learn my 7s because I know everything else now. So really I could do 2 and 5 because that's pretty easy. I know my 2s and I know my 5s. So work on my 7s. And then I always just have kids review their square numbers because they find those to be a bit tricky. This is just one way to do it, right? What I want you to get out of it, you can go down, like I said, and download this for free. It is up on my website. But the idea is that kids need to know where they are on the journey. So this is an asset-based framework. We say to kids, or we'll say about kids, oh, they don't know their tables. Well, maybe they don't know all their tables, but they know some of their tables. What do they know? The question isn't what don't they know. The question is what do they know and what's next? What do they know? Oh my goodness, I'm celebrating. They know their 0s, they know their 1s, and now they're at their 10s. And a lot of kids know their 10s, but if they don't, well, hey, that's where we are. And we're starting from there. Somebody else could be all the way up here and they're struggling with their 9s, but they know all this stuff. And if they know their 10s, I'm be like, oh man, you know your 10s, then you know your 9s because it's just one set less. And I'm going to teach them that concretely, pictorially, and abstractly. So this is a map to help kids see where they are going. And I would have this at school in their fluency folders, not on the wall. And I would send this home so their parents can also see where they're going. Their parents or their guardians or whoever they are living with can help them in that journey, right? And if I'm working on my 3s, then why am I getting homework on my 8s? It has to be differentiated. When you're talking fact fluency, the homework has to be differentiated to meet the kid in their zone of proximal development. We know where we want everybody to get. By the end of 3rd grade in most states, you got to get through multiplying single-digit numbers within 100. This is a path to that. And some people have things in different places. Basically, we all agree. You have to learn your foundational facts. And once you learn your 0s, your 1s, your 10s, your 5s, you learn your 10 because and then you learn your 5s because 5s are half of 10. And you make that relationship plain. And then you learn your 2s. These are all foundational facts. And that 2 is a bridge, really, because you go 2, 4, 8. You wouldn't go 2, 3. Why? You want kids to understand and make relationships. I mean, 3s are, you would tell the kid you do your 2s and then you add a set, but you would go 2, 4, 8, and then you go 3, 6, 9. And then you do your 7s. There's a lot of research to support a trajectory where you have foundational facts, and then you're beginning to think of patterns and relationships. Super important. Go download this and work with it with your kids so you can get everybody fluent by the end of 3rd grade within 100.